Hello, folks. It's Coach Blue for you. Coming back after a short break. There's a lot going on in the world and with work and everything today, but good to be back. And today's topic will be being a prisoner of your own mind. Um, Basically, our lives are run based by our mind, and the reason we have the challenges and issues that we have today as individuals is because our mind controls us. Our mind is out of control. Our mind and our memories and our imagination is totally out of control. And it's what's driving our daily events, our daily beliefs, our daily thoughts, which are fundamentally behind our daily actions. So we are the result of an out of control mind. We haven't learned how to control our minds, how to make our minds be in alignment with what we're looking for as results. We're just kind of the result of our mind having its own mind of its own. That statement of a mind of its own. Well, each of us have a mind of our own, which has its own mind, and it drives basically what happens to us on a daily basis. Um, we fail to realize or just really take for granted or really don't understand the potential that everything is within us. The very essence of everything that we need is inside of us. We spend all of our time focusing on what we can fix in the world hunger, world peace, your car, your relationship with your spouse or family member, your relationship with your children, your coworker, your boss, your mortgage, your debt, your income, your weight, your physical look. Um, you spend all these time trying to fix these things that are outside of in the world, as opposed to fixing ourselves. Really, if we fix ourselves, all that external stuff really doesn't matter because we're at peace with those things. We're focused on fixing the wrong stuff. So each of us should be focused on fixing us, fixing you. How do you get better? How do you fix you? How do you even understand you? How do you gain control of who you are and what you are and how you operate so that you can become better and so that all these external things in the world aren't such a factor in how you exist on a day-to-day basis. Um, the nature of our experiences is what drives us all. We are a daily product or result of our past experiences and our past memories. So basically, we live life today through what happened to us yesterday. And I've talked about this before in a couple other videos, but our actual practices and beliefs today, our actions today, is solely based off of your memory and your experiences before, because those are what drive you today. Those are those things that are in your mind that we talked about, where your mind begins to control you instead of you controlling it. And we end up with the results that we have. We have so many emotions or fears that run through us: joy, fear, anxiety, turmoil, agony, ecstasy. And these are all producing things that we want or do not want. So we have to figure out what emotion or what is it that will give us the emotion that we want. We spend our time in fear or in anxiety or in turmoil, but having wanting to live a life of joy and of blissfulness and of happiness. But those other factors are what drive it. Not understanding that we need to have a different factor to give us a life of joy, a life of happiness, a life of blissness. But the fear, the anxiety, the turmoil, the agony, those memories of negative energies and negative experiences are what is giving us what we're getting today. So if we're not experiencing joy and happiness and blissfulness, it's because we've given control to the wrong thoughts or the wrong experiences to give us what we're getting today, instead of diverting them to different beliefs or thoughts to give us what we want today. I'm referring to notes a lot because I took a lot of notes on it. It's been a topic that's been running through my mind for a couple of weeks, and I didn't really want to miss too much about it because I think it's important. I think we take it for granted. We really underestimate how powerful the mind is and where we're really at. Everything is focused down into an energy. or an attraction level or energy flow, be it a positive one or negative one. And I guess let me back up. Actually, there is no such thing as a positive energy or negative energy. It's it's all energy is energy. So it's interpreted as negative or interpreted as positive based off the vessel that it's being exuded from or exuded through, or the result that it that the end result may be. And that's where we all miss everything in life. And that's how we're all connected through energy. Um, Energy doesn't stop. You can't stop energy. You know the physics about a mass in motion stays in motion, or that energy that in a car accident, car A hits car B. Well, the energy from car A when it hits car B, car A stops, but the energy from car A is transmitted into car B, and then into wherever else it begins to be transformed. So all energy is a constant transformation from one vessel, from one element to another. Uh, Energy is transmitted from me to you, to this computer, to the trees, um, to a thunderstorm, to the grass growing, to the trees, to the birds singing, to a tornado on the other side of the world, to a hurricane, to a forest fire, to a fire inside of a house. And based off of whatever that experience may be, that energy is perceived as negative based off of what it causes or what it does, be it as a happy event or a bad event. But all that energy is just doing is just transforming or bouncing from vessel to vessel, exuding itself and displaying itself through whatever its vessel may be. So the person on the other side of the world that you and I don't even see, or the car crash on the other side of the world, that energy that happened from it gets transmitted into something else, and you or I may not feel it, and it may not come to us in a negative form or a form that we view as negative. It may come to us in a positive form or something that we think is positive. But like I said, energy is neither. Energy is energy. So if we can understand that energy is just energy, then all we're looking at is the vessel or the communication tool that it's coming through or being exuded through, and how we perceive that as either it's negative or positive. And that's where our experiences come through or come in, because we've been programmed or taught that event A or event B is a negative event and B is a positive event. So, a childbirth, oh, that's a positive event. A shooting, that's a negative event. Being overweight, that's a negative event. But being able to eat a meal every day, that's a positive event. So, but we were taught this. And like I said, these are memories, these are experiences that have been shared with us that we've bought into and we believed over our lifetime, and they formulate and form everything that we uh, we deal with from a day to day basis. You know, responsibility, um, power, greatness, acceptance, deference, um, being a closed receptacle. All those are just byproducts or avenues of different elements of being a prisoner of your own mind. It's important to have responsibility, to be responsible for what you do or what you haven't done. It's not someone else's fault. But depending on your belief, causes you to be a prisoner to that because it feels good or it doesn't feel good, and not fully being responsible. Like I said, there are experiences and memories. Power, being powerful, being strong, being great. Well, those beliefs of being powerful or being great are based off experiences, based off of energy levels, based off what you've seen and what you've been taught or what you've been exposed to throughout your lifetime. Just a simple acceptance of what you are or what you're not, and being honest about it and evaluating it is a huge standpoint in reference to being a prisoner as well. Um, the mind is great, but it's only as great as we allow it to be. And even when we don't allow it to be, it is so much more than what we really even know, because we have so little or no control over it. And that's our fault. Um, we've We've been programmed to believe so much. We've been programmed to not understand how to uh, free the mind, to balance the mind, so that it can have time to uh, be an open receptacle for different energies or different experiences out there that can give us different results that we say we're looking for, that we need from day to day. Everyone's always saying they want joy and happiness and blissfulness and all these great things in life, but they're closed receptacles to those experiences. But you can never get to Z if you never start with A, B, and C. You'll never get to Z because that's the order of progression to get to Z. Um, unless you get to Z by starting the alphabet backwards. Why not? We've been programmed that there's only one way to get to Z. But being an open receptacle, there may be other options to get to Z. Maybe start with Z first. Maybe start in the middle of the alphabet. But it's just the receptacle, the beliefs, the the acceptance of something different. The experiences of the past have conditioned us to believe that it's this way or that way, and then any other way may be wrong or may be different, which may not be true at all. Like I said, another gate, another restriction that based off your mind and your beliefs. Um, our mind is a manufacturing machine, and when you have something that manufactures or makes something, it's important what you feed it, and it's important what you expose it to in order to get the product you want to make. As a manufacturer, you can't manufacture ground beef or some type of meat byproduct and make furniture. Meat's going to make another meat product or some byproduct per se. If you want furniture, then you're going to have to take the elements that furniture is made of: wood, plastic, whatever those uh, whatever those sources or basic elements are to get that end result. You can't take plastic or wood and expect to get an edible meal out of it, um, because the product and the byproduct, the raw product and the end product aren't compatible. So you're manufacturing thoughts of wanting to manufacture thoughts of joy and happiness and peacefulness, but you're feeding the manufacturer, you're feeding the mind, you're feeding the process, anxiety and anger and turmoil, hate, um, expecting that other result. It's not going to work that way. Not saying that it's easy, but you have to find time for the mind to be balanced and the mind to rest, or the mind to be able to open itself to energies that are out there to help you give you that type of end result. I learned the other day that, and it goes on with the energy part, in reference to color, the spectrum of colors, that some colors are highly reflective and some colors are highly absorbing. So on the extreme ends of the spectrum, white and black, and often people associate black with very negative and white with very pure or positive. White is an extremely reflective color. It's basically the absence of color. It reflects all the light that's um, ref- reflected and refracted from white, shows it as that color. Any other colors in between on the spectrum, they filtered out those other colors to make you think you see what you see. Black, on the other hand, is a very absorbing color. It absorbs the energy instead of reflecting. That's what they say when when you buy a car, for example. A black car draws heat or absorbs the heat, and a white car or light color reflects the heat. And it's just based off the basic color spectrum and the elements of how color is refracted based off of, like I said, the color spectrum. So in simplicity, if you are in an environment that you don't want to draw in a negative energy or a negative vibe or that negativity that you consider or perceive as negative, for example, a funeral, most people perceive a funeral as being negative because someone has died or someone is dead. If you don't want to uh, to grow, I was going to say exponentiate. If you don't want to expound upon the degree of negativity in that event or the activity of death, we do the opposite. We wear black to a funeral. We shouldn't, because that negativity or energy around that death or around that event is being absorbed. So black is an absorbing color. We're absorbing that negativity. We're absorbing that perception of that view to us. We're bringing it to us. We're saying, here I am. Come to me, come to me, come to me. And in that type of event, that's not where you want to be in your head. You want to refract. So technically, we should wear white to a funeral. So those negative things in that activity or event should reflect from us and bounce away and go someplace else. But that would play a matter in anything, in any environment that you want to draw the energies and absorb the most out of it. You should wear black or a dark color to fully take in the magnitude of that event. And if there's a situation or atmosphere that you're in that you want to make sure you reflect and you keep those energies away, or they bounce off of you, or you portray them away from your mind, you should wear white or a different color. Now, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that white is better than black and black is bad and white is good. Not what I'm saying at all. We're strictly talking about a universal law or physics and a law of refraction based off of light and light and refraction that reflects and light and refraction that attracts or absorbs. And based off of that, things are attracted to us or things are reflected from us, which affect the prisoner that we are or we are not in our mind based off of what's up here. Your memories, your experiences, your thoughts. So be aware of what you're exposing yourself to, what you're allowing to be drawn to you, what you're allowing to be refracted from you or reflected from you, so that you have better control of the manufacturer, the greatest manufacturing machine or piece of equipment in the world, the most advanced computer per se in the world, which is between your ears, your mind. It's a great thing. We just don't know how great it is. So I've spoken for a long time. I apologize, but hopefully something here will help you. It's Coach Blue for you. Signing off one more time. And please, I ask that each of you gain understanding. And as always, peace.